So we are going to draw a climate graph using Excel or Google Sheets. And a climate graph always shows us the amount of rainfall each month and the average monthly temperature. So we're showing two pieces of information on one graph, which is why they're very clever. So first step is to highlight just the information you want to graph. So you only want to highlight the information that's there. You don't want to highlight any extra spare boxes because that just confuses a computer. So you only highlight what it is you want to add on your graph. Go to Insert and Chart, and it draws a nice graph. However, you have to look and see whether this looks like a graph that you want. So at the moment, if I scroll down, I can see that I've got average monthly rainfall and average monthly temperature in degrees Celsius. But I don't know where this data is from. If I click in here, if I double click, I can add, in Hong Kong. So I can change the data. I've just noticed there's a spelling error as well, so let's change that. So now I've got average monthly rainfall and average monthly temperature in Hong Kong. So I now know where this data is for. On my graph, I have got bars for each of the months, so January, February, March and April, that show me the average monthly rainfall in millimetres. So I can see, for example, in June, I get about 450 millimetres of rainfall, whereas in October, I get about 100 millimetres of rainfall. So the rainfall part looks pretty good. However, this bit, the average monthly temperature, well, how do I work out what January and February's temperature is? I can't actually see. Am I supposed to be reading it from here? I don't know. What I really want is an axis here that has the temperature marked on. So if I click on my graph and I click the three little dots here, I can select Edit the Chart, and this allows me to change anything I might want to change on my chart. So I'm happy with most of these bits and pieces here. If I go to Customize and I want to select Series, Series is just the data. Now, if I click on this bit, I can select which bit of data I want to work with. So I'm happy with my monthly rainfall, don't need to worry about that. If I select average monthly temperature, I do want it as a line because that's the right way for a climate graph. I'm not going to worry about the size or the thickness or anything yet. I want to add an axis to the right of my graph. And look, suddenly it's just changed. So now what it's done is it's put the temperatures up the side for me, 0, 10, 20, 30, but space them out a bit better. And now when I read the temperature, I know, you can see the little points if I hover over, that I'm reading off this right-hand axis. So in June, my temperature isn't 450 degrees. In June, my temperature is about 28 degrees. And in July, it's about 29. And in December, it falls down to about 19. That's the average temperature. So now I'm kind of happier because now I think it's easier to read off what my temperatures are. But I'm still missing something. I've got a title. My bottom axis is labelled, but I don't know what the units are or what the left-hand or the right-hand axis is showing me. So let's see if we can name some of these axes. Let's see. Oh, hang on, no, it won't be there. Here, chart and axes titles. This is what I want. So the title I'm okay with, but vertical axes title, I want to call this one rainfall in millimetres. And you can see it's added it on. And then if I go to my right hand axis, this one here, what's this one showing me? Temperature in degrees. Oops. Celsius. Put a little space there and just check my spelling there. Okay. Now I'm getting a graph that I like the look of. It's got a title, it's got all the axes labeled, and does it show what I want it to show? Yes, it's got my rainfall data, and yes, it's got my temperature data. So I now think I've got a graph that I'm happy with, so I can close my chart editor. I can move this around to anywhere on my sheet, but actually I'm going to want to right click, I'm going to want to copy and paste this in a minute into my normal Google Doc.